Hello everyone, my name is Matthew, and this is Learn the Lingo. Welcome to Lesson 85 of Hebrew Basics, a series where we learn the essentials of Hebrew grammar. In our last lesson, we finished our studies of the seventh and final binyan, or verb structure, which is called the heat pile. What we're going to do over these next couple lessons is take a look back at the most basic binyan, called the kal. We learned how to form most kal verbs long ago. And today, I'm going to introduce a different formation it sometimes has with something we call stative verbs. Stative verbs describe the state something is in. In English, these kinds of verbs tend to use to be old, to be full, to be hungry, to be able. In Hebrew, stative verbs will be in the kal binyan, but not always with the exact form we've seen with non-stative verbs. To see what I mean, let's learn the stative verb to be old. This verb is from the root sein kuf nun. The verb to be old will have the kal infinitive structure, lamed with hirik, first root letter sein with shva, second root letter kuf with cholam, and third root letter nun. Liskon, to be old. In the infinitive, stative verbs have the exact same form as non-stative kal verbs. Now let's see the present tense. This will be quite different from non-stative verbs, like ochel, for example, which means eats, a masculine singular present tense kal verb which is non-stative. For most stative verbs, the vowels on the root letters will be a kamatz and a tsere in the masculine singular form of the present tense. Zaken is old in masculine singular form. We've actually seen the word zaken before. We've seen it act as an adjective, old. This happens with a lot of stative verbs in Hebrew. They can be translated and used as a verb with an adjective, is old, or just an adjective, old. The other forms of the present tense are actually formed like Hebrew adjectives. For two-syllable words like zaken, we'll often shorten the first vowel, the kamatz, to a shva, and add a for zakena, is old in feminine singular form, im for zakenim, are old in masculine plural form, and ot for zakenot, are old in feminine plural form. Hu zaken, he is old, he zakena, she is old, hem zakenim, they are old in masculine form, and hen zakenot, they are old in feminine form. Now for the past tense. With most stative verbs, only one form of the past tense might be irregular, and that is the hu, he form. He was old. Sometimes it will be regular, zakan, with the kamatz and patach, used in the kal past tense. But it can also be formed with the tsere as the last vowel, especially in the Bible. Zaken, he was old. This is the same as the masculine singular present tense, is old, so use context to find out what tense is being used. The other forms of the past tense are regular. They never use a tsere. The future tense has one vowel change for stative verbs. A non-stative kal future tense could be yichtov, he will write. The stative verb he will be old still has the hirik on the prefix and the shva on the first root letter, but it will have a patach on the second root letter instead of a cholam. Yiskan, he will be old. We'll also have eskan, I will be old. Tiskan, you will be old masculine singular, or she will be old, and niskan, we will be old. The other forms of the future tense shorten the last vowel and add endings. Tiskni, you will be old feminine singular. Tisknu, you will be old masculine plural. And yisknu, they will be old. Since we've shortened the vowel that changed to a shva, these forms are just the same as those of non-stative verbs. The imperative has the same vowel change as the future tense. The masculine singular command write is ketov, and the masculine command be old, a stative command, will have a patach instead of a cholam. Zakan, be old. The feminine singular and masculine plural commands shorten this patach to a shva, making zikni and ziknu. Be old can mean a woman or a masculine plural group. Since the vowel that changed is now just a shva, these forms look just like the kal commands we've learned before for non-stative verbs. Another stative verb we've seen before as an adjective is sameach, which means happy. Now we can see that this is the masculine singular form of the present tense of the verb lismoach, to be happy. It has a kamatz and a tsere as its vowels. And since it ends with chet, it has the a vowel added for an ein or chet at the end of the word. From this, we can make the other forms, samecha, samechim, and samechot. Happy, or is or are happy, in feminine singular, masculine plural, and feminine plural form. We've also seen the adjective ra'ev, hungry. Now we know it is a form of the stative verb lir'ov, to be hungry. Let's make the verb they will be hungry. This is a future tense verb. One form of the future tense is yir'av, he will be hungry, with the yod future tense prefix that makes the subject he. Yir'av has a patach as its last vowel because it is a kal stative verb. To make the verb they will be hungry, we would shorten this patach to a shva. But since that shva would be under a guttural, an ein, it'll have to be a patach shva. Then we'll also add an u ending. Yir'avu, they will be hungry. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share. And if you want to learn more Hebrew, please consider subscribing to my channel and checking out some of my other videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.